Hi there, welcome to What's Up Wednesdays with Renee Weaver-Wright here at My Virtual Academy. It is October, we're already to the 10th of October, and as you may know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I am a breast cancer survivor. I was diagnosed in October 7 years ago, and I wear a special bracelet only during the month of October, and it has a bead on it for every year that I've been a breast cancer survivor. And I hope that by wearing this bracelet, maybe somebody will see it and ask me about it, and I can remind them to be sure and tell their loved ones that they need to be sure and get a mammogram every year if they're within the age range that folks should be having mammograms, either themselves or to remind someone they love and care about to get their mammogram. So my family every year gets me another bead for my bracelet, and I'm hoping I need another couple bracelets by the time it's all said and done here. So. Speaking of people who care about others, we have a tremendous staff here at My Virtual Academy, staff that cares so much about our students that we're dealing with. Last week we talked a little bit about our Step Up program. Jason was here and we talked about that. And today we have James Brown with us, and James is an advocate in the Step Up program, and he works with our students to help them complete their class. And the Step Up program, that's a program kids can start any time of the year, and they work on one class per month. There's certain requirements the students have to meet, like they have to be behind in school, they have to be an at-risk student, maybe a teen parent, maybe a homeless student, but they're eligible for the Step Up program. And so James, you've been an advocate with us for about 3 years now?
Just about, almost 3 years, yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you do as a Step Up advocate?
I think the biggest thing that we do as Step Up advocates is be encouragers, to really help the child, the student, to really understand that we're a team, but we're also helping to get that child, that student, to another level in terms of their classes, in terms of their educational experience, because I think many times they've had so many negative connotations about education, so many negative connotations about a school situation. So this is our chance to encourage them, to help them to grow as students, and to, most importantly, make that 30-day class mark so they can move effectively and smoothly through their program. I think it's so important to be an encourager, because they get down, they get discouraged, and they have situations in their home life that are sometimes just, it's very scary. You know, I think the thing about it, I couldn't imagine that being the age that they are when I grew up, dealing with some of the things they deal with. So you have to be a listener, an encourager, but still at the same time get things done in terms of them finishing their classes.
To not let those obstacles
Exactly.
them.
Show them that life is more than their current circumstances, that there are things beyond their circumstances, that this is a stepping stone, a leaping off point for them to do bigger and better things in their lives.
Yeah, oh, that's great. You know, I read through your notes quite often that you leave, because every contact with a student is documented. And you just say some amazing things to the kids, and
thank you.
You know, get such a great response back from them. If I was a 15-year-old and I'm trying to get through Algebra 1A, and I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. What would you say to me to try to get me to do it?
I use myself as an example. I am not a math person, and when I went to college, I had to take statistics 3 times.
Wow.
But with the help of tutoring and the grace of God, I got through it. And just tell the student to never give up. And also, I think another big thing that we have a distinct advantage in this program is we have great tutors, especially our math tutors. They all deserve sainthood medals to deal with students that are in stress and distressed about math. But I think the biggest thing is to help that student to be comfortable with tutoring, because a lot of students, even at that tender age, they're like, I don't need any help. The ship is going down, but there's like, no, I'm going to keep paddling and keep working. I don't need any help, to get them to understand that at whatever age, we all need help. And one of my students, it was so funny, he's like, Mr. Brown, you flunked statistics 3 times. I was like, I had to work hard for that C. That was, and I also expressed to the students that the toughest classes, even though you might not get a great score or a great grade, that's where you learn the most, because that statistics has never left. I remember stuff from that class, and it was tough.
That's great. That's a great message to leave with the students. Now, every year we have graduation, right? What's your favorite memory from graduation?
My favorite memory from graduation is actually meeting the students, actually seeing the students, and also interacting with their parents, albeit for a very brief moment. But just you hear the voice, and you try to match the face to the voice. Sometimes it's pretty accurate, but sometimes it's like, wow, you know, and just to see the joy on their faces that they're moving on to another level in their life. Kind of like I would say a modern rites of passage. They know that they have finished this part of their life, now they're moving on to another part of their life. That's just amazing to see how happy they are that they've completed something in their life.
And for a lot of our kids, they probably never thought they would.
Exactly.
For a variety of different reasons, different obstacles. And you've really, you know, worked with them to get them through to that process. So that's just got to be a really great feeling. I wish we could bottle that graduation feeling.
I know. Have it all year round.
Have it all year round. So, do you have a favorite student memory of one of your students? As
a matter of fact, a fairly recent student, one of my students, graduated and had a conversation. He wanted a letter of reference, and he very forthrightly said, "Well, he said, now, Mr. Brown, so now that I'm not your student anymore, can I tell you something?" I said, "Okay." You always have that degree of trepidation when a student says, "Can I tell you something?" He said, "At first, when we started working together, I didn't like you. I did not think you were cool. I just didn't like you." He said, "But now I understand that you did what you needed to do, what you had to do to get me to move forward." And then getting to know him even more, understanding that he was dealing with some tough circumstances that he never told anybody, being homeless and just a myriad of circumstances. And he said, "Wow, really? Could you just look at my letters that I wrote for school?" And I decided to do a letter of recommendation for him, and it was just amazing to see that, wow, they will come back if you're a trusted person, if they trust you and you are doing right by them, they will come back. And also, I think the biggest thing is just to see that it was just really great to see somebody come back and actually ask, and not just move on and just say, "I'm done with that." Who could I trust at ATS Services in this educational environment to come and get some guidance?
What a tremendous compliment that is to you, and just really shows your caring for the students and all the different things. And I think it's interesting too that he said, "I didn't like you at first."
Right. It's all that cumulative work. Come on. He had one class left, and things happen. Life happened. Life happened, and then he came back, and he said, "Wow, you're my advocate again." Yes. And I said, "We're going to finish this class. We're going to finish this class." And he did.
That's great. And that's what I see over and over again in your notes is, we're going to do this.
Oakland, now he's going to Oakland Community College.
Wow, so that's just awesome. And he's probably using that $500.
Exactly.
So that's a great story. Thank you for sharing with us today. And thank you for caring for all of your students.
Well, thank you.
The ones that you've mentioned and all your other ones too. So we have on our staff, we have about 300 people in our company, and that work in different roles, and James is just a very fine example of the advocates that we have in our Step Up program. And again, that's a program students can get started in any time of the year. So if you've not been back to school yet this year, you can call our office at the My Virtual Academy 800 number, and you can get enrolled in the Step Up program. Who knows, maybe you'll be one of James' students at some point. So, and you'll be the one calling him back and wanting that letter of recommendation for you to move on to your next step. So thanks again for sharing with us on this What's Up Wednesday, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great week. And remember, the people you love, tell them to get their mammograms. Take care.